Um, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Yesterday's video, as far as I remember, my memory sucks. I remember I talked about the girl I was talking to, how she's, acting weird, it's gotten weird, and, I might have been just proven right. Some things happened. She had a note posted on Instagram, and just from the looks of it, maybe I'm schizo, but it kind of just seems like she's moved on. And that's okay, honestly. I wouldn't blame her. I'm not that good of a partner. I'm really just confused now because I wanted to take my time with this, be more careful because I'm scared of being that obsessive person again who ruins himself and others. But then again, here we are now with this, and it's like, oh, maybe I gotta apparently find the sweet spot because the last time I tried rushing it, that screwed me over, and this screwed me over now. So that happens, I guess. I just that sucks. Like I have options to be honest. I didn't try to have options, but I do. If I really wanted to, go talk to someone else, I can. It's not something I want to do, to be honest. I don't want to go do all that. I want her, to be honest, but as we can tell, that's how that's going. Wonderful times, wonderful times. Peace, all straight peace, huh? So, I've now just decided to spend whatever time that I have, working on my other passions, fashion, drawing up stuff for that, doing fits. Gonna be pretty upset soon because, my mom is bugging out on me. She thinks that I'm too young to be able to do certain things. For instance, in my Instagram, I had in the bio, it was, I believe trans couples should have the right to open, carry, because I feel like everybody should be equal. I don't feel like we should take gun rights, to be honest. But, you know, I feel like we should have more safety on that. But anyways, that's not even the topic. But she thinks that I'm too young to have those kinds of things, which is like, I understand that, but half these things that I preach about and talk about, they affect me in many ways, and so it kind of does hurt. And one of those things, besides just that, was that I can no longer post as much as I want to on Instagram. She doesn't know about all this, by the way. This is like something she has no idea about. But um, I can't post myself like on stories and Instagram too much. She wants me to post less, which kind of sucks because it's like, dude, when I actually have the confidence that I look okay and look good, I'd rather post it, instead of waiting until like a day where she feels like it's okay. She bugs out a lot. She thinks all the time that like I can't handle myself. I've been hate crime before. I can handle myself well enough. I didn't have a father for a majority of my life, and so I had to man up and be the man of the house for a while. Now that I have a father, I'm still adapted to that whole fatherly thing. Not fatherly, like I'm not a dad or nothing, but like the whole taking care of what I have to, everything like that. And it's like, it's really annoying. She doesn't trust me on these things, like at all. It's okay though. Um, yeah, I feel like with that, especially on the whole, father thing, she really doesn't trust me with this, yet doesn't understand that the trauma of not having a father the entire time and blaming myself thinking it was my fault. He didn't want to see me, he didn't want to be around me. And then also having to, do my best to, do what I can at such a young age to take care of my family in ways that weren't. I didn't have a job. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I had a job. Oh, I was paying the bills. No, my mom did that, but like, I did what I could. I had to kind of sort of be the man of the house as the oldest child at the time, whenever my older brother wasn't around. So, kind of just the trauma of that, she doesn't understand that it's not going to affect anything. She, told me she doesn't want, all these things on my Instagram and stuff, because eventually I'll get attacked or something, you know. But I had to explain, like, Mom, I've already been hate crimed for the way I am. So it's kind of sucky having to see, like, what I've been going through throughout my life. It kind of sucks to see that being like, oh, that didn't happen, or it didn't happen as bad as you think it did. Because that just leads, in the end, for me to be like, oh, well, then what do I have to go through to get your attention, Mom? Do you want me to die due to this hate crime? I've been beat up by a grown man. Do you think that, that's not enough for me to be able to show I can handle myself? Do you want me to die first? Go out on the street, get gunned down or something like that? I don't get to leave the house, to be honest. Not a lot of things I can do. I live in an area where there's nothing much to do, but I would like to. It's not allowed. I skate. I try to. I'm learning currently. But, can't do that. Don't have a way to do it, It's summertime. I haven't seen my friends in so long. Like, face to face. I haven't talked to a single friend since summer started. My closest friend, Theodore, he goes by TJ. One of my closest friends, I haven't been able to see him, but we call, like, about every day. Yeah, every day so far. He's my best friend. We hop on Fortnite, things like that, but the thing is, a while ago, I couldn't talk to him for, I think it was maybe a week or two, because my parents were like, oh, we don't like the jokes y'all are making together, and I think it was a joke where, like, anytime my mom would tell me to do something, he would joke around and be like, oh yeah, Eli, yeah, go do what your mom said, joke around. It's just how we play. My mom's too overprotective. It's one thing I don't understand. Like, she's so overprotective, but she knows, like, not everything I've gone through, but even just the stuff she does know, Like, I learned at a very young age, due to my piece of crap grandmother, that my father beat my mom, or at least threatened to. My bad. He constantly did other things, snorting, things like that. While I was born and before that and everything. So it's like, I learned that very young. I think I was maybe 10, maybe 8, around that age. So hearing those things about someone you already assume doesn't want to be around you, it made me think two different things. One of them being he didn't want to be around me, he wanted to do other things. And then also, it scared me because I didn't want to be like him. And I had this big fear, I'm going to be like him. And at some point I was. Not the same level. I didn't hurt people, anything like that, but I did do certain things, things I'm not proud of in the slightest. We all have our addictions, and I was at some point, but I'm off of that. Have been for a while. And so, I'm trying to, both show to the world and myself I'm a better person. But it's hard to do that when, the things I believe are being, she specifically said it like this. She said, yes, we have free speech, but sometimes you don't need to exercise it because it'll get you hurt. And that's something that I've had in my mind since that whole argument we had. Because it's like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't. But at the same time, that doesn't stop anybody, People who are racist and homophobes don't get assaulted a lot of the time. They don't get hurt. They just out and do it. The only way I'm going to be able to push what I have what I believe, anything like that out, is by talking, saying these things, you know. It's kind of why I hope I get more viewers on here. I do talk about mainly my personal life, but I also talk about other things. One of them being my views, things I believe, talk about all kinds of things. I haven't been racking up likes, but I have gotten a few views. Thank you guys. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I do. Even if you don't like it, you're just looking at my video, you know. Thank you for watching. I don't know how to tell if you're watching all the way through, but if you are, thank you. You are my goats. But anyways, just that's how I'm able to push out what I believe now, because I have no other way of doing it. And it's like, I try to explain to my mom so much that one day I might not be around anymore. I'm going to not come over as much, you know. Eventually I'm moving to New York. That's my dream goal. But eventually, she keeps treating me like this, where I'm just a child in her eyes. Like, yes, I'm not a grown man. I'm not. I'm pushing 16. I'm not a grown man. She's got to understand that due to my situations that she's seen herself, I'm more mature than what she tries to believe. So it kind of, you know, I have to try to convince her, like, yeah, I'm, you know, almost 16. However, you got to think of it as like, you know, I do things in my life. I've been hurt by too many people to count. So why is it that, you know, I can't make the choice, you know? I've been hurt. I'm just going to continue to get hurt. It happens, you know. It happens relationship-wise. It's everybody. It's not just me. But it happens relationship-wise. You get hurt physically by the people, the environment, your community. There's always going to be someone who disagrees with you on your views. So why should I let that be the thing that scares me, you know? She doesn't understand that. I don't think she ever will. You know? It's like, that's okay. If she doesn't understand it, that's okay. But I want her to be able to allow me to show her, at the very least, what I'm capable of, so I have that chance. You know? I want to be a good person. I do. I really do. But, you know, the world is going as it is right now. I kind of struggle with that. Kind of struggle to be a good person. I don't know why. It's mainly just like my situation I'm in, what's going on, specifically what happened. I think it was the other day. I don't know the full details. Whole thing with the Trump thing he signed with Israel. These things are going to affect me sooner or later. Not just me, but like my generation. Eventually we are going to be to the point where we're in the government. We're going to be the ones leading. And at one point, that is a good thing. You know, I do trust a lot of my generation to fix a lot of the stuff going on. However, I also think it's a bad thing in the way that my generation is going to have to clean it up. And that sucks. Doesn't matter though. Even if it takes time. But, yeah. I feel like she doesn't understand what I've gone through in life. And my father, he doesn't care, to be honest, you know. He's more so the type of person who doesn't believe in a lot of things. Flat earther, of course, that makes sense. He doesn't believe that things like ADHD, which I have, is real. He doesn't believe bipolar issues, depression, any of that's real. He doesn't believe in that. Which sucks, because when I want to get tested for something, for instance, autism, I'm not sure if there's been a lot of signs, and I do want to get tested so I will know. If not, that's a good thing. If so, that's a good thing. I mean, either or, I don't really care. I just like to know. Won't let me get tested for anything like that. I've always wanted to see a therapist for how I think, how I feel about these things, and I just can't. We also just can't afford it, to be honest. That kind of sucks. And I have my own little personal therapist, you know, my friends, you know, specifically Theodore, he helps me out. But he doesn't know, like, for instance, I'll ask him about something relationship wise. You know, I'll need advice. He hasn't gotten in a lot of relationships. He doesn't know how to help me. I'll ask other friends. They'll give me stuff, but it's things like they don't get in the relationships I get in. I tend to somehow attract a lot of crazy people or people with mental issues. I don't know why. It's always women that I fall for that are so like addicted to their ex. They need their ex, something like that, bro. So, yeah. I don't know how to release these feelings besides on here. So whoever you are watching this, thank you for watching so far. I really do appreciate it. Anything you could say, you know, for advice? If you want to, of course. I think I can get over it myself. But if you would like to give your 2 cents, random stranger, I will probably be able to use it at this point. Thank you. If you do. If not, I don't care too much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you, everyone else you know, and everyone you don't know have a beautiful, amazing day. Goodbye.